shout out and thank you to SETBC. For those of you who don't know, I am the lucky recipient of a SETBC Classroom project. SETBC, when I began my career, typically provided hardware and help to teachers and education assistants for students with a special need in a classroom. But now they have branched out and they're providing support to the classroom. And I think by providing classroom projects like this, regardless of whatever the need of the student is, it helps bring everybody's education level up, especially when it's properly used. And this year, the classroom project I'm participating in with a cohort of teachers around the province is focused on technology and coding. So my SETBC project consists, let me just bring the camera a little closer here, of a set of laptop computers. I have 10. Those are MacBook Air computers. And I have 10 of these handy little circuit boards here. They're Makey Makeys. And I'm sure some of you who have been in the teaching and education, the educational technology field for a little while, you must have heard of Makey Makey. So it doesn't matter whether I'm using this Mac or a PC, a desktop. What I'm getting to do is use this. I plug this in, and it's just basically like an extended or external keyboard. And then using some of these wires, like these alligator clips, I can then attach one alligator clip to the ground wire and one alligator clip to something else. And then when my body completes the circuit, I can then make that key work, whether it's a mouse click or a space bar. Let's go take a look at some of the things around the room that we've been using with our Makey Makey. Over here on the workbench, we had some students experimenting with tinfoil. Tinfoil conducts electricity, so we had students holding the ground wire with one hand, and then they would connect the Makey Makey on the other wire for the space bar to this tinfoil. They then began playing a game of Geometry Dash, and they discovered that when they touched the tinfoil and the circuit was completed between the wire, the Makey Makey, their ground wire, that they could activate the spacebar, and in this game Geometry Dash, that would make the figure jump over an obstacle. I suggested, why don't you try putting it on the floor and seeing if you can step on it to make your character jump. Make it into more like an actual jumping game. And they discovered it didn't work when they had their shoe on, because the shoe has got an insulating property of the sole. So they took their shoe off. Then they had their sock on, and the result was still not good. They took their sock off. With their bare foot, they were able to jump. So they made their own sort of jumping game with Geometry Dash, where they step on the tinfoil to make the character jump. Now we're going to look at, can we control a game like Mario Brothers on the computer, which has more controllers. They're going to create a tinfoil pattern and glue it down to a piece of cardboard. Where's the cardboard? I don't have the cardboard here. And then maybe the 4 directional arrows. And then they're going to use their feet, like the footwork there. They're going to use their feet to control the game. I'm thinking if they make it wide enough apart, Mario Brothers can become like a cardiovascular exercise, and we can play it in gym class. Mario Brothers for cardio. How fun would that be? Now the Makey Makey in and of itself is just a great invention. I love it. But I view it more as like throughput right now. Just sort of a means of substitution for a keyboard. Unless we start finding more applications to match our inquiries, then we're stuck using kind of just the existing ideas I've seen online, like using bananas to make a piano keyboard. Now we're definitely going to be exploring Scratch. We started this September using Hour of Code's code.org. Normally people around the world explore code.org in December for Hour of Code, but I began this year right out of the gate using Hour of Code. So we have some other ideas that we can use throughout the year with Makey Makey. One of them is with a program called Kodu. Now we can't use Kodu on a Mac, but we can use it on our school PCs, and Makey Makey connects to the laptops, PC laptops, just fine. So we could make our own controllers. So using tinfoil buttons, or maybe nails or screws, which also conduct electricity, we can screw them into a panel of wood and make our own Star Trek-like or Star Wars-like spaceship control board, and we can use that to control our spaceship in a game called Kodu. So I'll see if I can include a screenshot right about there of what Kodu looks like. It's kind of got a Minecraft look to it. You can put a little guy on there called a Kodu robot, I guess you can call him just Kodu, and you can fly him around the landscape that you've built with hills and water features, and maybe there's another Kodu in there. Maybe they chase each other, race around trying to catch prizes like apples or electrical orbs that come out of a factory that makes them, and then they get points for that. Maybe they can shoot at each other with little lasers. So that's interesting. There was another item in the box, though, besides this laptop and these Makey Makeys, and that was a camera. And I thought, now why would SETBC include a camera? Maybe just to document our progress? No. Well, at least I don't think so. This isn't an ordinary camera. So this is a Fujifilm XP90. Now, this is an excellent camera. It's got a really big LCD display on the back, and it's waterproof. Well, how waterproof, you might wonder? Waterproof to a depth of 2 to 3 meters. That's like, splash proof, basically. Keep going. 15 meters. That's insanely deep. That's scuba diving deep. It's drop proof to 6 feet. It's freeze proof, frost resistant to like minus 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. It is dust proof. So this guy's meant to go out into the wilderness. So what are we going to do with this? Well, it's also Wi-Fi capable. Now our inquiry in our class is around plastic in the ocean. So what can we do? Well, we've already begun by making some boats. And we're trying to use these boats to capture plastic in the ocean. Well, we haven't been too successful. What can we do next? Well, we're going to study marine life and marine animals and see how they're impacted by plastic by understanding their life cycle and their environment, the way they interact with the environment better. We're also going to need to look at alternatives to plastic. Now, if we want to explore marine life, maybe what we're going to need to do is submerge this camera underwater and watch some marine life. I'm not sure where we're going to do that yet, but this guy's going underwater, and we're going to use an iPad to Wi-Fi connect to it. So that'll be interesting in and of itself. Another programming aspect, now this is kind of pie in the sky, but I think we'll have the ability to do this in a couple weeks. I've tasked a couple kids to use a different controller board. This time, it's the Microbit. The Microbit is a control board, and it's a little bit cheaper. Our district gave us 10 of these, and they gave it to like 20 schools, 20 elementary schools. How great is that? We even have a coding teacher who's going from school to school to help teachers get started with coding. Now, this Microbit is pretty inexpensive, less money than the Makey Makey, and it's got some interesting abilities. On the back here, you can't really read any of this stuff. It's really small. Oh, I think the text is reversed in my image. I wonder if I can fix that. I'll just tell you, it's got a Bluetooth antenna. It's got a USB connection right there, so I can send instructions to and flash instructions to the memory chip. It's got a compass. It's got an accelerometer. It's got the ability to connect here to other things, including Makey Makey. So I can use this Microbit and program it to do something, and then it will go through the Makey Makey into the computer. What are the possibilities? I don't know, but with a compass, an accelerometer, a thermometer, the ability to tell if it's up or down, right or up, if it's hot or cold. So what I'm thinking is we're going to, let's see, so exciting. Here, hold on, I'm going to just move the camera here for a second. I'm going to connect the battery pack to the Microbit. All right, and now I have a portable program thing here. This one, I think, am I connected? No, gotta click it. Sorry about that. I know I can't show it today. No batteries. This one ran out of batteries. I gotta go buy some. So what I can do with this is I can program it when it's connected by USB to my computer, and then these LED lights will flash or display something, but the radio transmitter can also transmit something. So what I can do is, getting close up. I can have one microbit send out a radio signal of medium strength. I can have the other one light up a small square in the middle if it's far away and receiving the signal, like a weak signal. Then maybe you walk around until you get a better signal. The square gets bigger. The square will be like medium sized. Aha, you say, I'm getting warmer. And then if you keep walking that direction, maybe you get the biggest square possible. All the lights light up, and that tells you you're hot. The other microbit, the target one, is close, and then you can find it. Well, that may actually quite help our inquiry. What if we had one of these in a waterproof container? And what if we took this in a waterproof container and put it into some sort of an immersion tank? Sort of something to simulate the ocean. Good news, we have one. Ta-da! We built one out of PVC piping that we had here at the school for creative construction projects, and some polyvinyl sheeting that somebody got from somebody's home renos or construction. And we've got some red tuck tape, and with it we made our immersion tank. How about that? And we've already tested our boats in it from previous that I just described to you. It holds water pretty well. So what if we put one of these guys, better go back there. What if we put one of these guys in a waterproof container? We then put it in the waterproof container, in there, and then with a string or something, we moved it back and forth. We would then have the other microbit here. And the other microbit is the tracker, it's the seeker. That one has been turned into a tracking device. It's transmitting at medium or weak strength. So, can we figure out if the tracking chip there is moving away from us, like a tagged whale of some sort, like a whale we tagged with a radio chip, and then can we tell if it's coming towards us? But it also has a compass. Can we get this chip on our animal to tell if it's moving north, south, east, and west? Now, how are we going to see this? Well, we could just sort of have somebody look over top. Or we could put our waterproof camera in the tank and see for ourselves if, when we move it north, does the tracking chip tell it it's going north, and does our seeker say, yep, it's going north, it's getting farther away, the signal's weaker. So that's kind of a pie-in-the-sky project, but I think my students can do it. We'll see if they can do it. Let's see if they can make a tracking chip. We're also going to see if we can use that same sort of code to have two microbits tell each other when you're close together. I was asking a very smart young lady in my class in 3rd grade what would make her more interested in things like computer science. She told me I'd be more interested if it had more to do with friendship. Okay, how can we use computer programming to address the issue of friendship? So, what we're going to do is we're going to use this coding now. Two girls will make bracelets that will hold their microbits and battery packs. When the girls are far away, the radio signal will not reach them. But when they get closer, one sends a signal to the other, and so A sends a signal to B sends a signal to A as well. They're always transmitting to each other, and when they're in range, they both light up, and the signal is, my friend is near. When the microbit, all like big square, lights up maybe, or makes a heart shape, that'd be nice. My friend is near. Then, we could also include another piece of code. The microbits have buttons. So when they press this button right there, the A button, maybe that could send a signal from one friend to the other that says, "Hi, Susan," and then Susan can press this button, sending a signal, and makes Jane's microbit light up and say, "Hi, Jane." "Hi, Susan." "Hi, Jane." Computer programming for friendship. So these are some of our big ideas. They may take a couple weeks, but I think we can make it work. We'll be letting kids work together in teams every day or every second day for about 20-25 minutes right after lunch. This will be part of their own personal inquiry. Once they succeed, I'm going to ask them to teach others how to make it work. So thanks for joining me in my classroom. Thanks for joining me with my pie in the sky thoughts about computer programming and kids creating the world the way that they want to see it. Because if technology isn't all about application, then it's just an academic exercise. And maybe there's nothing wrong with an academic exercise and getting to know the tool, but let's not let learning end there. So if you've got any great comments, please leave them below, and I'll update you next month to let you know how things are going.